Good day, folks. Welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name's Dika, where I share my experience and knowledge, hoping to lessen your learning curve along the way. Today I'm going to talk about it's kind of like a troubleshooting video for SpyPoint cameras. I own a bunch of SpyPoint cameras, and I have friends that just say that they're junk and they don't work. And I'm just here to kind of protect the company a little bit. And I'm not sponsored by them, but it's a great company, but it's not without its flaws. And I'm just trying to give you some troubleshooting and maybe tell you some of the things that you maybe they don't tell you. So before I get started, please subscribe to my page. It helped me out a lot, and it costs you nothing to subscribe. And if you really like product reviews and things like this, please subscribe. It helps me out and help you out with honest product reviews. All right. So here is this is a SpyPoint MicroLink, one of many that I have. And if you're having trouble with it, if you're having trouble with signal, or it's not sending pictures, or any of these multiple problems that people are having, I want to just let you know that everyone kind of has them. But if you're looking for like a set it and forget it, and you're just going to leave it alone, shut this video off right now, because SpyPoint MicroLinks are not for you. They require maintenance, and they require troubleshooting and things to do to try to get them to work. Sometimes they just don't work, and you have to mess with it in order to get it to work. This is a fact with the MicroLinks. I don't know about the other ones. The ones are upward of $400 or whatnot. These go for about $100. I think they retail for like $130, but you can get them all over for upwards of like $99. That's why I like them. I also like them because they give you 100 free photos. Every other place, it's like $10 a month usually. So if you're in like a low volume area, or if you use them for like what I use them to find new areas. Like during season, I'll move them up and around and all over if I'm not getting the deer sightings that I want to see, or the traffic that I want to see. So I'll move them out. All right, so the first thing you want to check if you're having problems is you want to check your batteries. You want to check that you have relatively new batteries. Once this I use the Rayovac Fusions. I think they work great. I buy them at Lowe's. I think it's like $30 for like 36 of them. It's a great price, and I think that they last a long time with the MicroLinks. So you want to make sure that you have new batteries. Once the batteries get down below, I'm going to say 30%, they really drain, and they really cause havoc on sending pictures. Now that's one of many things, one of many variables that are going to give you problems with the MicroLinks. So if you have new batteries in there, that's fine. If people use lithiums and very expensive batteries, and those work just as well. Okay, so I have a list right here behind me, so I don't want to forget anything. There's a multitude of things. So the second thing you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you have the correct SD card. You want to have an SD card that is called a Class 10. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I'm going to put an SD card. I'm going to put it up to the camera here. I have difficulty. I need my glasses with bifocals on just to see the Class 10. So I don't know if it's going to work. Well, at the bottom of in the gray area, there's a little C. It stands for class, and there's a 10 inside of it. It has to be a Class 10, or it's not going to work, or it's not going to work optimal. So if you have crappy batteries and you don't have a Class 10 in there, you're going to have problems. You have problems with it working the way it's supposed to work. Sometimes they don't even work at all. They won't even send pictures. Some of them, they won't even store the pictures on the SD card. So it has to be a Class 10 card. It has to be at least 2 gigs, and I believe it can't be more than 32. I find a 16 works pretty good. Like that one I showed you was a 64. I use it for my GoPros and stuff like that. All right, so when you get your cards, right, you want to format them, and you want to put the firmware, the up-to-date firmware on there. So format them in your, so that this is another thing. So if you don't have a laptop or a PC, you just have your phone that you use for internet, cell cams are not for you. You need a laptop or a PC. This is something you can't do on your phone. So if you have a PC, you're going to need, if you have a laptop, you're going to need a place where you can stick an SD card in the side. Or if you don't, you're going to need some sort of an adapter like this, which is a USB, where you slide that SD card in it and you put that in the USB in the side of your laptop or your PC. Most PCs don't have the spot for an SD card. Well, I think the new ones might. So if you don't have a computer or a laptop, you're kind of shit out of luck. This isn't something that you can do on your phone. And if you went out and bought a cell cam and you don't have one of those things, you're going to have problems. Sorry, but it's the facts. So in order to format your SD card, you go into your programs and you hit format. Format just means erase. That's all it means. And you want to do the full formatting. You don't want to do the quick formatting. You do the full formatting on your computer or your laptop, and it'll format the SD card. Now to add firmware, all you do is you go to the website and you download the most up-to-date firmware for your model. It has to be for your model too. So this is the MicroLink LTD. So it has to be the firmware for the MicroLink LTD. You have to use that firmware. And you're going to download that to your computer, and it's going to go in the download section. And then you're going to put your SD card in the side of your laptop or your computer, and it's going to bring up the drives. And it's going to say, what I think it's D drive, where at the bottom inside on the programs in your computer, I think you go to this PC. I think that's the icon that you go to. It's going to show the drives, and all you do is go in your downloads and you click it, or you copy and you paste it, and you click it, and you just drag it down into that drive, and it goes onto the SD card. This is something that you have to do. So firmware, there are firmware updates all the time. So if your cameras are in the field and they stop working, what I do is I have some extra SD cards, and I will format them all and bring them and put them in the machines in the field. Sometimes I'll bring the machines home if I'm in the area, and I will format them and get them back out there. So like I said, it's not a set it and forget it. These require maintenance. So that's another thing you can do to one of the many variables to get it working again. So sometimes when you're in the field, your camera just might not hit the towers. Just wherever it is. I think the main thing that you can look at is if, like, say these are in an area where you have trouble with your cell phone. If you have shitty cell phone service, you're going to have shitty SpyPoint service. Even though SpyPoint, the towers, they're in Canada. So if you're in the U.S., the towers are in Canada. There's no towers in the U.S., so it has quite a bit to travel. I don't know if it really matters as far as traveling to Canada, but SpyPoint is a Canadian company. I don't know if you know that. A lot of people get turned off by that. But SpyPoint is one of the least expensive, and they offer 100 pictures free. And food for thought, you know? Okay, so try not to make the video too long. All right, so your connection, say your connection's off, right? And you just can't get a connection. You can't get a good connection. You base that on your cell phone service. If you're having trouble in that area on your cell phone, you're having trouble in that area on your SpyPoint as well, which may be a reason that you should not have SpyPoint LTE cameras. If you're in a bad section that gives you a bad signal, they're not going to work for you, no matter how hard you try. But there are some things you can try if it is a connection problem in your area, not necessarily a bad signal. What you want to do is you want to reset the camera. So you want to go into your app or into your PC. I find it better with the PC or the laptop. And you want to delete that camera. You want to delete that camera from the cameras that you have. And now you can only delete it if you're on 100 free. If you have already paid for a 250 or a 500 plan or unlimited or whatever, you will be unable to delete that camera until you cancel that service. I don't know why it works that way. I think it's stupid, but that is a fact of how it works for SpyPoint. So you delete that camera, and then you sort of reinstate the camera again. You on the app, you pick out what model camera it is, and then you scan the inside, which is, oh my goodness, I can't get the batteries out. You scan that barcode inside, and then that activates the camera, and then you can put batteries in it, and you can turn it on. And sometimes that, it's almost like rebooting the camera, and it will find those towers. Sometimes you can just switch it off and then switch it back on. That's another thing they can do. If you're having bad signal, there's one other thing that you can do if it's not directly related to just bad service, is move the camera. Sometimes you only have to move it 20 feet or 10 feet. If you have a deer run that you want to pick up, and you say you're putting it on the back end of the deer run, put it on the front end of the deer run and try to see if you get a better signal that way. Sometimes that's all you need. Some people say move the antenna. I really don't think it does anything. I don't think it does anything to move the antenna. So these are a lot of things, a lot of variables that you can use to get your SPY points working better. Signal quality, like I said, it's with your phone, and that's really about it. They do sell, well, how about this? On the SPY Point has a YouTube channel where they tell you that they have an adapter, like a booster, a signal booster. I can't find it anywhere. Not that I've needed it, but before I did this video, I wanted to give you the opportunity to say, well, there's a booster, and this is where you get it. But it's not on the SPY Point website. And even if I could kind of put it in a search for like eBay or Amazon, I can't find it anywhere. And basically what it is, it's something that you plug into the antenna, and then you can, has a mounting bracket mounted above the camera, or you could just, has a really long cord, and what you can do is you can take the camera and chuck it up over a tree branch, and potentially that will give you a better signal. So that's really all I have for you. It's a ton of stuff. But like I said, if you're not in the woods all the time and moving your cameras and constantly scouting, the SPY Point Microlink is probably not for you. It's not set it and forget it. They require tons of maintenance. But I personally think that the rewards are good. Not being able to go in the woods and stink up a place, or you'd be able to find a new spot in real time. So I would take a camera and I'll put it, I'd say, well, you know, I saw that deer scoot over there that day. So after my hunt, I'll grab a camera or move a camera, put it up over there, and then I see that they're coming in every morning in that spot. And then I'll just go and hunt the ground in that spot, or I'll put up a stand, as opposed to going in, checking your cameras, getting that information, and then deciding what you're going to do. So food for thought. Please subscribe to the page, like my videos, and make some comments. Till next time, Dika from my neck of the woods, signing off.